This is LaCora Stephens with EURweb NDS Show, and we are here in Westwood for the world premiere of Elysium, starring the one and only Matt Damon and people. She's back, Jodie Foster.
Great friend, such a nice person, and such a talented actor and comedian.
Jimmy Kimmel, he punked you really good down in Miami. How are you going to get him back?
Well, listen, I mean, I had kidnapped him and taken over his show.
Yes, you
so
did.
I'm preparing countermeasures. We'll see what happens.
Elysium.
Yes.
I'm super excited to be here. I mean, you got Matt Damon, Jodie Foster, you know they're incredible actors and actresses. And, you know, it's just a great film, and they don't reveal too much in the commercial, which is great. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm confused. I want to know what's happening.
Well, it's basically a third world planet in the film. As they've described, it's like one big favela. You know, survival of the fittest, you gotta do what you gotta do, and my character in the movie, his name is Manuel, and he's a weapons expert, and he runs with a gang led by Spider, and Matt's character used to run with us, and he decides to, you know, try to live a normal life. So he gets a job at this factory called Armadine, and gets exposed to radiation, comes back to us for help, and we help him get up to Elysium. So, yeah, it's quite the ride.
Hi, I'm Maxwell Cotton, and I play Young Max.
Now, do you know that you look just like this man, Matt Damon? Like, my God.
Yes, I've been being told that since I was 6 years old.
I mean, you don't think that you're like his illegitimate child or anything like that, do you?
I don't know. Maybe I've thought about it once or twice. I mean, it's like crazy.
Have you talked to your mom and dad and said, Mom, Dad, what's really going on?
Maybe as a joke I have, but I mean, you know, that would be funny.
Matt, this is the first time I ever met Matt. I've always been a fan of his, and I saw the film a couple of weeks ago, and I think this is one of Matt's, finest hours. That's a lot to say. As good as he is, he's the heartbeat of the film. Great.
Yeah, it was great. It was something I'd never done before, and I'd never done a big, fun, action, science fiction movie like this. So it was a movie full of firsts. It was really great.
Are there any African Americans down there? Do we see us on Earth?
No African Americans live in the year 2154. I'm the only survivor.
Stop it.
Yeah.
That's madness.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
I don't know if it's intentional or not, but if we are to take what's there, I think it's a nice reflection of where life is today. You know, the haves and the have-nots, the elitism, the segregation, the racism. So I think it's a nice commentary on all of that.
I always wanted to make a film about rich and poor and wealth discrepancy, and over the years, it just naturally happens. You know, I think also I grew up in South Africa, which has very much of the same topics, and it just seems to circulate in your head, and one day you realize you're making a film about it.
Now, critics are saying that compared to District 9, it kind of fell short. How do you feel about the critique or criticism?
Well, that's I mean, fair enough. It's impossible for me to control that. Like, all I can do is try my hardest. But what I do want more than critics is I just want the audience to like it, because I feel like I'm the fan of these films and I like them. So then I've done my job.
To do a big original kind of tentpole movie nowadays is really hard, and there are only a few people who can pull it off. So I wanted to work with Neil for that.
I think it's going to be one of those movies people are going to want to see 2 or 3 times. So I know I'm excited to see it.
Best part of the movie?
All of it.
All of it. Love it. That's a great answer.